אהלן. דוד, אתה שומע אותי?
כן. את שומעת?
כן, אני שומעת, כן. אני גם אבדוק את עצמי רגע. אודיו סטינג.
פוסט.
כן.
מה שלומכם?
טוב, בסדר. אתה שומע אותי טוב, נכון?
כן.
שלומנו בסדר, יוסי משתפר, בסך הכל משתפר. זה מאוד איטי, אבל התחלנו להבין אותו, קצת בקושי, זה לא ברור, אבל בהחלט. היי, רבקה, מה שלומך?
היי מותק, כן.
שלום, רבקה, מה נשמע?
אני שומעת ואני שמחה בשבילך עכשיו שזה משתפר, הצטערתי מאוד, אבל זה יעבור.
כן, זה באמת משתפר, זה מדהים, מדהים כל העניין הזה של המוח, איך שהוא
המחשבה, אני חשבתי
recovery.
רק על המחשבה שלו, הקוגניציה.
הכל בסדר, תודה לאל, באמת,
יופי.
בלי המחשבה, אני לא יודעת מה הייתי עושה.
טוב, גם אח שלי סיפרתי לך, המחשבה שלו נהדרת, גם בכללי הוא בסדר גמור.
כן, יופי, כן, זה ממש המחשבה, השכל כל כך חשוב. שלום, רות, הלו.
זאת הדאגה היחידה שהיא הכי גדולה. טוב.
You know,
sorry for everything you're going through. And it all turns out really well.
אבל תראי איזה יופי, איך הקבוצה שלך התגלתה.
מה? רגע, I just want to, just a minute. I just want, Ruth, do you know our rabbi, Rabbi David? Do you know our Rabbi David?
I don't think I know him. I don't think I've met him. No.
This is why.
Where are you from?
Introduce.
I'm in San Diego.
In San Diego. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes. So Rabbi David is our rabbi, and is the sister of Gershom's sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Gershom is in Or Hadash. But he is participating here from the day of Oel Avram.
Great.
So, yeah.
Beautifully.
And Aura, I can't stay the whole class today. I have a conflict.
Yeah. No
but
problem.
I wanted to come and start with us.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Just feel absolutely free to leave whenever you want, and that's fine.
Yeah. And
so,
David, you're the rabbi here?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you are originally from the States?
Nope, I'm originally from South America.
From South America. Oh, okay. So we're very international.
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
And I'm just getting over COVID.
Wow. Well, refuah shlema.
Now you are positive for COVID. Oh, so
I had it, and I'm over the quarantine now. But you may hear it in my voice, and I'm still tired all the time. But other than that,
for me, it took 3 weeks to be tired, and afterward it was okay. I was back to normal. Yes.
For me, it makes a month. After 2 or 3 months, I had a headache, משגע.
כן.
ממש.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your class.
תודה רבה,
הרב דוד, מה
nice to meet
שלומך?
you.
מזמן לא ראינו אותך, הרב דוד.
נכון, אני אנסה אולי להצטרף מחר לשיעור של הרב גיל. Judy, John, I saw you today.
Yep.
Bye. See you.
להתראות. הרב דוד, ביי. שלום, ג'ודי and John. שלום, גרשום. Good to see everyone again. Yeah. It's all. I think it's about a month that we didn't have, right? We didn't have the, and I didn't.
Right.
You know, it was a month. I mean, of course, I had other things that because of them I couldn't have the class. But
A long one.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm just getting some stuff done. I can hear you.
How are you, Judy and John? And
We're good. We're good.
good. Yeah. How is the issues of the apartment going?
I think the sheep would seem will be finished next week.
אני עושה סיור.
Finish next week?
Yeah,
Oh,
Javi
you-
Toledano, who is one of someone you recommended,
oh, yes, yes, I know him. Yeah, yeah.
is
of course.
going like a house afire. I mean, not in the literal sense, but very quickly. They were doing the final painting and grouting today.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the kitchen comes
here.
Monday, Tuesday, and not quite sure about the calendar.
Yeah.
That's
If
good
you want,
to
you can
hear.
sit that from.
so you took him and you are satisfied? I think he's
More than, he's great. And
Yeah,
Did you
I
find
also
that
think,
for me?
yeah.
Yeah, Mom, you have to click this thing. Go click the 3 dots.
What?
Click the 3
Yeah.
dots. Now, pin.
Wait. Shalom, Adina. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah.
1 second, we're doing technical things here.
Okay.
I'm so happy to hear that Yossi's doing better.
Thank you. Yes. Doing better.
Okay, so
Working
you can
hard
just
on the
remove it.
physiotherapy and all the other stuff.
There you go.
Yeah,
The speaking and the swallowing.
uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah.
אפשר להתייחס למשהו אורה, את הסתפרת או אספת את השיער?
לא, אני אספתי את השיער.
אספת, יפה לך.
פשוט חם
הכל
לי.
יפה לך, נו מה.
אוי, תודה.
תפתחי אותו, אני אגיד לך יפה לך.
את מחמיאה לי כל הזמן, זה נורא נחמד.
אני אמרתי לך, את צוחקת, רציתי להצחיק אותך, אז אמרתי לך, את חמודה. למי אומרים את חמודה לי? חשבתי, אני אומרת לך, את חמודה, תצחקי.
אוקיי.
לא הצלחתי.
No, I thought that you meant that I didn't mean seriously that we will go back to the class today, but I said unless things I don't know. I thought I could do it. Yeah.
Good.
It might make
Good
you
for
feel a
you.
little better.
Excuse me?
It might make you feel better to be doing
Yes,
something
yes,
normal. So I said-
yeah, exactly. This
I
is
see
also.
you cut your hair.
It's better to
Or did you just pull it back?
I know it's just
Oh, you just pulled it back. I see.
Cuckoo. How do you say it in English? Cuckoo.
the routine is good.
Yes, the routine is absolutely good, and you know what? I also
Return to
had
the
some,
routine, yes.
and also after this week that I think from the moment he moved to the rehabilitation, the Shikum,
Yeah.
I felt so because we felt that it is very good for him, and he has started to improving and all that. I all of a sudden felt so tired.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
last night I slept I think 10 hours, and it's very
Because it
And
releases the
and
tension.
it's not, I mean, it's not regular.
Right. It releases the tension and allows
Yes.
you to sleep.
Yes, absolutely. And we don't understand how much the tension tires us
Yeah.
until it passes. Shalom, Emmanuel. Shalom. טוב לראות אותך.
אני ככה.
Yes. I think we will wait 2 or 3 more minutes. And I just want to say.
I wish good health for your husband.
תודה רבה. I will tell him, and I really appreciate and thank you for the delicious food that we got. The lasagna and the vegetables, and wow, and we got I think my refrigerator was full with everything. I mean bakery and cakes and main dishes and not main dishes, salads. Really, it was very nice.
People loves you, Ora. What they say.
Yes. I mean the importance of the community. Wow, in this day, in this kind of days, amazing, mamash. Yeah.
Yeah, Mordecai was just asking me yesterday if I knew if you need anything for Shabbat this week.
תודה, no, I think, תודה רבה first, and I think we are all set. That's fine. First of all, I bought some food, and also I will have some time tomorrow, and that's fine. We started to get back to routine, כמו שרבקה, כמו שאמרת. זהו,
Are all of your boys still with you?
The boys, the children?
Are your boys still there with you?
Well, not every day. I mean, they have to, you know, each one of them has his things. But they come now every week, all the three of them, and spend as much as possible with me, with Yossi, and yeah, that's very nice. And Noam, who is in Haifa, comes almost every day to Yossi in the evening after the studies. Yes, going very well. So I think we can start now.
Are your sons adult or young kids?
Sorry, מה זה? מה אמרנו?
Are they adult or young kids?
Oh, they are adult. Yes. I have twins, 28 and a half, and the young one is 24 years old.
You also have grandchildren?
No, not yet. Okay, yalla. Let's yalla, as someone taught me once. Let's yalla.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so last time we read number 27 and we...
צלחתי שאני איתכם.
רגע, אני רק אעשה מיוט, אוקיי?
סליחה.
בסדר? And I will ask everyone to mute.
בטח.
So, and just a quick reminder, it was about the daughter of Tzlofchad and the assignment of Yehoshua to replace the Moses, and Moses got his instruction from God, go to this mountain and die as your brother. Okay, so okay, so let's move on to number 28, and 28 is totally different. It is about sacrifices, and again, I think yes, every few chapters in Numbers we have this topic again. So let's read it also. Just a minute. Okay. So Gershom, can you read 1 to 10?
Okay. For others, you didn't share yet, I don't think.
Oh, sorry.
But
I always forget it.
But that's okay, but I'm going to read from my book anyway.
Just a moment. No. Yes. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Now you're saying you see it, right?
Yes, you see it, but I'm reading over here.
No problem.
The Lord spoke, and I'm sorry, up to where did you say?
Oh, 1 to 10.
10, okay, yeah. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, command the Israelite people and say to them, be punctilious a word I had to stop and think about. I think it means on time. Yes. Okay. It's this translation. Be punctilious in presenting to me at stated times the offerings of food due me, as offerings by fire of pleasing odor to me. Say to them, these are the offerings by fire that you are to present to the Lord. As a regular burnt offering every day, 2 yearling lambs without blemish. You shall offer 1 lamb in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. And as a meal offering, there shall be 1/10 of an ephah of choice flour with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil mixed in. The regular burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai, an offering by fire of pleasing odor to the Lord. The libation with it shall be 1/4 of a hin for each lamb, to be poured in the sacred precinct as an offering of fermented drink to the Lord. The other lamb you shall offer at twilight, preparing the same meal offering and libation as in the morning, an offering by fire of pleasing odor to the Lord. On the Sabbath day, 2 yearling lambs without blemish, together with 2/10 of a measure of choice flour with oil mixed in as a meal offering and with the proper libation, a burnt offering for every Sabbath in addition to the regular burnt offering and its libation.
Thank you.
Whew.
It's interesting because it's really a different translation. I think the main difference that I want to refer to is how did you say regular offering in, for example, in number 3 in the end, 2 day by day for
as a regular burnt offering.
The regular. Okay, so in my translation I have continual. What do you have in your translations, John and Judy and Adina?
Let's see. Well, I think I'm looking at regular. Gershon, are you reading from the JPS translation?
It's
I have
Chumash that uses it, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I have here, but let me see what it says in the Hertz.
Yeah.
In the Hertz.
Yeah.
It says,
it's the Hebrew is tamid, olat hatamid, okay, korban hatamid, and tamid means
Always.
not yes, always, exactly. Tamid, it means kavua,
okay,
permanent, every day,
Yeah.
every.
So
in the
regular,
in the Hertz it says continual.
Continual, okay,
That's what
yes.
it says in the Hertz.
Also, and continual and regular means tamid or kavua in Hebrew. I mean that can be understood.
Same idea.
Regular, like every day, the same thing. Regular.
Yes, something that is regular. Okay.
Not regular as opposed to unleaded or something like that. Or a high test. It's just regular, like regular, like a routine.
Yeah, a routine, exactly, yes. And also we had nisko, nesech, you I know that we talked about it once, nesech, which is a wine, special. Shalom, Ginny.
Hi.
Shalom, מה נשמע? Okay. Now, I don't want to go really deep into what Chazal say about all the sacrifices, because you know it's kind of I don't know. But let's just sum it up. So we have 2 sacrifice of continual or regular burnt offering twice a day, okay, in the morning and in the twilight or at dusk, right?
So it's Shacharit and Mariv, right?
Yes, I think Shacharit and Ma'ariv. I mean, it is not the definition here. It's Baboker and Ben Arbaim.
Yeah.
So
I
okay.
think, I think
כן.
I wanted
Shacharit.
Shacharit and Mincha, maybe.
לא, מעריב, תפילת הערבית
Probably
זה מעריב.
מרדכי.
אורה.
עמנואל, כן.
I think it's Shacharit and Mincha. Ma'ariv was not sure, and because of it, Ma'ariv, you know, in Shacharit and Mincha, we pray again after sometimes when the people praying twice. But Ma'ariv only because they wasn't sure if they wanted to also to pray today Ma'ariv, because there it wasn't, but this is only Shacharit and Mincha. Ben Arbaim is Mincha.
נכון.
So it's Shacharit. I mean the prayers that replace the sacrifices are Shacharit and Mincha.
What is Ben Arbaim is Mincha. What is Ma'ariv?
No, Ma'ariv is it is not mentioned here.
Which sacrifice is Ma'ariv? I don't see it.
No, it's not saying, but it struck me when I was reading this, first of all, oh, this is very familiar because this is all the holiday maftirs that, you know, in Pinchas. But it also struck me when I was reading, and they're talking about the additional sacrifices.
Yes, Musaf.
This is Musaf.
נכון.
It's exactly Musaf because it's added on.
Additional, נכון.
And because what it's talking about when all there are the additional sacrifices are all the days when we say in the synagogue that we say Musaf. And what's the other thing? It also struck me that on those days, on Shabbat and on the holidays, the Kohanim actually had to work twice as hard.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yes.
I saw two things here שככה קפצו לי.
Yes.
One thing is the sweet savor onto me.
Okay,
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. What is so sweet to
sacrifice
animals?
Rivka, thank you that you mentioned it, because I also wanted to. This is an issue of translation also, because in Hebrew it is reach nichoach. Reach nichoach in Hebrew, it's a good smell, just a good, very good smell, and is in English sweet savor is. Sweet can be just good smell or sweet. I mean, you understand?
Good thing. And savor זה הנאה. savor זה להתענג. savor בעברית זה להתענג.
כן, but let's hear. What do you say, the native English speakers, about savor? Because in Hebrew it's reach nichoach.
Savor can refer to odor. I mean, most of taste is actually odor.
Yeah.
So the taste itself gives you only the basics of sweet, salt, sour, bitter. All the interesting notes are actually the odor.
Odor.
Yeah.
And also a pleasure of eating.
Yes.
And I eat something very, very good where we have pleasure.
Yes, but why do you think it is translated here with the word sweet?
I think sweet in older English has a more general use. Even in modern English, you can say something is sweet and you don't mean matok.
Okay.
It can mean pleasant.
Pleasing.
Okay. That's what I.
In the JPS translation, it says pleasing odor.
Pleasing. Yes, that's exactly reach nichoach, because nichoach can't be, well, reach is neutral, it's just a smell, but nichoach is as opposed to, for example, sirachon. Nichoach is a good smell, and sirachon, for example, is a bad smell. But
like in the perfume we say nichoach, you can use the word nichoach for perfume, I think.
Yes. So what that we have in this chapter is the regular or continual sacrifices, and then the unregular. Okay. On Shabbat, look at number 9. And look at number 10. Olat Shabbat b'Shabbato. This is the burnt offering of every Shabbat beside the continual burnt offering. And it's nice because the English explains the Hebrew, because the Hebrew is not very clear here. Olat Shabbat b'Shabbato al olat tamid. Al olat, it means in addition. That's what we, and this is what Adina said, that the Kohanim should have worked very hard. Let's continue. Ruth, can you read 11?
אפשר עוד משהו, אורה? יש
כן,
פה,
כן.
יש פה זמנים. פה כתבתי עולת תמיד. עולת תמיד יש לי, it's connected to אש תמיד in בית המקדש. הביטוי,
נכון.
זה expression, עולת
אוקיי.
תמיד, אש תמיד, זה מאוד מיוחד ל...
נכון, נכון. Okay, you know what? Let's talk a little. Let's talk a little bit about other places in the Bible that we have this tamid as in the meaning of continual or regular. Ruth, can you please read this and then Ezekiel? Okay.
Sure. And it came to pass in the 30th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, in the 12th month, on the 27th day of the month, that the evil Merodach, king of Babylon, in the year that he began to reign, did lift up the head of the Jehoiachin, king of Judah, out of prison. And he spoke kindly to him and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon. And he changed his prison garments and did eat bread before him continually all the days of his life. And for his allowance, there was a continual allowance given him of the king, every day a portion, all the days of his life. So things got better for him.
Yes. Yes, and
then in Ezekiel, and they shall set apart men of continual employment that shall pass through the land to bury with them that pass through those that remain upon the face of the land to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search.
Thank you. So the Hebrew word of tamid means always continual or regular. By the way, the story about Jehoiachin is when in 586 BCE there was the big Galut Bavel. Yes, the famous. I forgot the word Galut.
Exile.
Diaspora.
Exile.
Diaspora
Yes.
of Babylon.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you. So the famous exile of Babylon and Jehoiachin, they took all the high society of Israel and they left in Jerusalem only the regular or the simple people. And Jehoiachin was the king, and here he got a very good yachas, a good from the king, as you said, Ruth. Things got better. Okay. So this is about the tamid or kavua. Let's move on. John, can you continue 11 to 15?
On your new moons, you shall present a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 bulls of the herd, 1 ram, and 7 yearling lambs without blemish. As a meal offering for each bull, 3/10 of a measure of choice flour with oil mixed in. As a meal offering for each ram, 2/10 of a measure of choice flour with oil mixed in. As a meal offering for each lamb, 1/10 of a measure of fine flour with oil mixed in. Such shall be the burnt offering of pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Their libations shall be 1/2 hin of wine for a bull, 1/3 of a hin for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. That shall be the monthly burnt offering for each new moon of the year. And there shall be 1 goat as a sin offering to the Lord, to be offered in addition to the regular burnt offering and its libation.
Thank you.
And
So, מה? John?
הגעתי ל-15 זה, או נמשיך עד 17?
Well, next, I think we'll just discuss a little bit this and then. So here are some other occasions of sacrifices that are not regular, okay? And ראשי חודשכם, נכון? And then we have, oh, by the way, in 12, the Hebrew says, ושלושה עשרונים סטולת מנחה בלולה ושמן, okay? There's no, the word ephah is not mentioned here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The word ephah is mentioned, but earlier in verse, I don't know, in 5, verse 5. But the English, maybe in order to make it clearer, in my version, we have 3/10 parts of an ephah.
Yeah.
I mean, esronim is always of ephah, okay?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, ephah, so first let's, so in your translations, do you have everyone the word ephah inside?
It just says 3/10 of a measure.
Yeah. Mine says
3/10
3/10 of a measure, yeah.
Yes. So this is, I think it's more accurate, 3 times or 10 times of a measure, because the measure is something general. Okay, now about just to.
In the Hertz, it says 3/10 of a ephah,
Yes.
but in the JPS, it says 3/10 of a measure.
Yeah, so just this is because in the Hebrew version there's no word of ephah, only isaron.
Yeah.
Now ephah and hin, I just want to remind you, according to the Rambam, it's about hin. A hin it's about 30.6 liter, and ephah 21.6 liter. And I found a few determinations about it, but according to Olam HaTanakh encyclopedia, they go most according to Rambam. I mean, the ephah is about 22 liters, and the hin about 3.6, like what Rambam said. Because I found also twice that amount. So. Okay. And you remember that mincha, their meal offering, is for the poor people, that they don't have a lot of stock, a lot of many, animals, many bullocks and all that.
No
So
meat.
they can bring a vegetarian offering, and that's fine. Okay. Let's continue. Judy, can you continue 16 to 25?
Okay. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, there shall be a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, and on the 15th day of that month, a festival. Unleavened bread shall be eaten for 7 days. The first day shall be a sacred occasion. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall present an offering by fire, a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 bulls of the herd, 1 ram, and 7 yearling lambs. See that they are without blemish. The meal offering with them shall be of choice flour with oil mixed in. Prepare 3/10 of a measure for a bull, 2/10 for a ram, and for each of the 7 lambs prepare 1/10 of a measure. And there shall be 1 goat for a sin offering to make expiation in your behalf. You shall present these in addition to the morning portion of the regular burnt offering. You shall offer the like daily for 7 days as food, an offering by fire of pleasing odor to the Lord. They shall be offered with their libations in addition to the regular burnt offering. And the 7th day shall be a sacred occasion for you. You shall not work at your occupations.
Okay. So there are some other not regular times, right? Passover, and the first day shall be Holy Conviction, also Passover, and also this is all about Passover, the 7th day of Passover, and we're getting to Shavuot in the day of June. So Adina, can you read 26 to 31?
On the day of the first fruits, your feast of weeks, when you bring an offering of new grain to the Lord, you shall observe a sacred occasion. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall present a burnt offering of pleasing odor to the Lord, 2 bulls of the herd, 1 ram, 7 yearling lambs. The meal offering with them shall be of choice flour with oil mixed in, 3/10 of a measure for a bull, 2/10 for a ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. And there shall be 1 goat for expiation in your behalf. You shall present them, see that they are without blemish, with their libations in addition to the regular burnt offering and its meal offering.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So I sort of feel like this feels like a foolish question, which I don't really believe in there being foolish questions, but I'm just having trouble putting this all in perspective. So on the one hand, you could read it as if he's commanding that each individual provide all these sacrifices, or you could read it as the people should provide this number of sacrifices altogether.
So you're talking about the huge numbers, I think the huge number of animals that are sacrificed here. This is what you are pointing.
Well, is it that everybody is sacrificing this many animals? Each individual person?
Wow, yeah, that's a very good question. It's not stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about that too. And
Yeah.
it can't be, because that would be unmanageable. They couldn't possibly handle that.
Yeah,
it seems to me that somebody brings something, but it can't be. How could they possibly manage that if everybody brought this? There weren't enough Kohanim to go around for that kind of operation.
Yes, I think.
I mean,
this makes sense because even if it is only, it is being sacrificed for everybody, it is still a lot. And and people, and look how many, I mean on Shabbat and on other special occasions, the amount of animals is huge.
And just finding that many blemish-free animals would be.
Yes, exactly. And it is also very, it's expensive. It's not that this is why we have also the mincha that is vegetarian. Probably not everyone. But I thought about, I didn't think about this issue that you raised, but I thought about that with this kind of commandments, they had to have, many, how do you say adarim? I forgot all the words today. The stocks, איך אומרים עדרים, John?
Herbs.
herds, but not exactly. I mean, חיות משק. ג'ון, איך אומרים חיות משק? אתה זוכר?
Herd?
Well, in English, it tends to be separated by what it is. It's, you know, a herd or a flock.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think it's battles or battles.
cattle
Battles
and
are the animals at home who are by two. Bestels.
יכול להיות. שנייה.
Um,
Anyway, so they had to have also,
maybe farm animals, I think,
Yeah.
maybe.
farm animals. Okay, let's
Livestock.
I remember the word stock.
But
Good.
there-
Yes.
there would also be a
Right.
flock. You don't have a herd of
What
sheep.
is the word, please? Can you
Stock.
repeat?
כמו מניה, like
הוא אמר בייסטלס.
Livestock. let
The-
me see.
The animals are livestock, but again, the type of group would depend on what it was.
okay,
Right.
livestock
A
or
flock
farming.
of sheep, a herd of cattle,
Yeah,
something like
Herd of
that,
cattle.
yeah. Livestock is good word, good word.
Yeah, livestock. I remember the word stock, but I didn't know exactly how
Yeah.
to use it.
yeah.
So they had to have also a lot of places for their stock to eat, to
Yeah.
you know, the green fields and all kinds of. Where did they find all this thing in the desert?
In my
Yeah.
opinion, please, Ora, it's
Yeah.
the order to the Kohen on the name of the old people. אני חושבת שזה ציווי לכהן שהוא בשם העם יקריב את כל הכמויות האלה.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Not everybody. זה הכהן
everybody. Yes,
בשם
yes.
העם. In the
Now
name of the
you
people.
refer to Gershom's question. If you okay, yes.
So, but where does the Kohen get it from then? I
Yes.
mean,
So the
whose
Kohen
responsibility is it to provide it?
So the Kohen get it from the people. It is really not. It is not written here, at least.
Yeah.
Who are the people that has to, you know, have to donate all these animals? But also,
Cattle on the move.
how did they grow so many animals? And because in statistics, as John said, you have to, or maybe Gershom, I don't remember, you have to find all the specific animals without blemish and animals that look, they had, just a minute, I don't remember where animal that ate only this and that, or we had the para aduma, you know, the red cow, and it's maybe
אני חושבת, I think it's a general orders, and יותר מאוחר מפרטים אשם וחטאת which one for which sin.
Yes.
זה משהו כללי, אני חושבת, לא פרטי ולא ספציפיק.
I think that it is especially, it refers especially to the time that they will be in the promised land, that they will have a stable dwelling and with some kind of places to grow their animals.
And that is the reason why Jesus Christ come up. That is the reason.
למה?
שרואים כל כך הרבה דם וכל כך הרבה קורבנות, הרי זה היה הזה שלו, המרד שלו, מרד מול הקורבנות, והתיאור של הדם נשפך, וכן. זה היה התיאור שלו, של ישו, למה הוא מרד.
כן. Now, something about from the Chazal, it is well known, and Dr. Gil Nativ talked many times about it. תדיר בשאינו תדיר, עמנואל אתה בטח מכיר, תדיר בשאינו תדיר, תדיר קודם. כל התדיר מחברו, קודם את חברו. So it means that the regular sacrifices are more important, or we have to keep them, yeah, they are more important from the Musaf, and Musaf more קודמים למוספי ראש חודש, מוספי ראש חודש קודמים למוספי ראש השנה. This is a very known, a well-known principle in Seder Korbanot or Seder Tefillot. Probably Rabbi David could say, could tell you more about this than me. Okay, well, actually we finished the chapter, but I have here a few other points that I wanted to raise. Okay, so first of all, actually, again, about the Korban HaTamid, the sacrifice, the regular sacrifice. So who didn't read? Adina, did you read just now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to, as Gershom, back to you. So can you read this sentence?
The existence of a perpetual sacrifice provided a kind of guarantee for the security of the nation, and its cancellation was regarded as a disaster and Holocaust.
Okay, so just the importance of Korban HaTamid, importance of the Korban HaTamid.
It's a little strange sentence because perpetual means going on forever. So how does it get canceled?
Maybe it's not, yeah, maybe
That
it's
may not be right.
Yeah. It's not this. I will
Maybe
continue.
it was intended to be perpetual.
Yes. Okay. So it's the continual.
Yeah,
Now,
and also with the Ner Tamid, it's not that it could never go out, it was continuously relit. So I think Tamid just gets mistranslated as perpetual.
Nachon, I think you're right. So I will change it here in continual. Continue.
For the security of the nation and its consolation.
Okay. Now about all this ritual, all these customs of sacrifices and many like we said, many sacrifices. Let's read a little bit about where did we get it from. I mean, this is from Encyclopedia Olam HaTanakh, okay, the word of the Bible, and Ruth is not with us. So John, can you read the two first sections?
Okay. Allegedly, the Tamid is, at least symbolically, God's daily food. In the Egyptian temples, 3 daily ceremonies were held, but the gods received their meals only twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. In Mesopotamia, the parallel is even more striking. According to an explicit and detailed text, the statues in the Arch Temple received 2 meals every day. The first and main meal was brought to them in the morning when the temple opened, and the second meal was served at night, probably before the doors of the sanctuary were closed.
Oh, a very good diet, don't you think? Yeah, please go on.
Each meal consisted of 2 courses, a main course and a second course. The Tamid of Israel also stipulates 2 sacrifices per day, a main portion of a lamb, and an offering, mincha, and wine,
Nesech.
as a secondary portions. However, the menu of the gods of Mesopotamia was completely different.
Thank you. So in a second, we'll read the menu of the gods of Mesopotamia. It's quite interesting, don't you think? I mean, all this idea that God, I know that in other nations, people fed their gods. People gave food to their gods, but this is one of the big differences with our God, that he is not like human being. We don't have to feed him. We don't have to but still the ceremonies and all the ritual were the same. Even though our God, and it wasn't, I don't think there is one place in the Bible that we should feed our God. No, we only should be we must believe him, but not to feed him. And in
please him.
On the Midrashei Agada, they filled God.
Yes, in the Midrashei Agada.
Abraham fathers gave food to the gods.
Yeah, wait a minute. Abraham, the father of Abraham,
Yes.
Avinu, but
Okay.
this was this is the whole point. Before Abraham, there were many gods. It was not our God. This is the
Okay.
whole point. מה אתה אומר, עמנואל?
They
The
fed
other
them
nation-
spiritually. Yeah.
The other nations gave much more for their idols, and by Israel it was the minimum. And the Rambam said that only because Israel looked like other people, they gave for their idols. So God ordered them to give a minimum, more or less than the other nations.
I always think of this as providing food for the Kohanim and their families. And we studied, a while ago, this is what the Kohanim are allowed to eat. This part gets burnt on the altar, but this part the Kohanim can eat, and this part the Kohanim and their families can eat. So it always felt to me
Yeah.
as if this were a way of providing sustenance,
Yes.
the upkeep for the
So-
Kohanim, because this was their job and they couldn't be out in the fields, raising cattle or growing crops or anything, because they had to be working at the temple or in the
Yeah.
or, in the mikdash, so that this was providing their upkeep and their food.
So what you're saying is that this whole ceremony is not for God at all. It's for the Kohanim and
Well,
the main goal.
For both. I mean, part of it is to make this pleasing odor for God, but then there's a lot of food left over there.
Yes.
Can I
There's a
say?
lot of meat or flour or wine or whatever left over.
Yeah.
It's not being consumed. So, and then the Kohanim can eat that.
Yes.
זאת השתלשלות של האכלת, פסלים, של האכלת אלים.
נכון.
מאוד יפה, עדינה הסבירה את זה. זאת אומרת, הכהנים מקבלים אוכל חינם, כי הם מייצגים, במקום לתת לאלוהים נוצאים להם. מאוד יפה, זה התפתחות, במקום לאל, לכהנים.
You understand what Rivka?
A little bit.
יפה.
Okay, so John.
The priests have also, they need to live from something. They have not earth, and they have not their own houses. They have not an area to live, and also the Leviticus, and because of it, they need to get these from the offering.
Yes, but it is, זה סמלי, זה התפתחות סמלית.
Yeah, it's
And
symbolic.
I think the food that they got to the gods before, it was symbolic. The gods, the האבנים והפסלים didn't eat, but it was symbol of eating. הם לקחו את האוכל והביאו אוכל חדש, זה מאוד סמלי, האבנים לא אכלו. אז הכל סימבולי, התפתח ביהדות.
רגע, Ginny wanted to say, and then John to say something. Ginny, you want to say something? We can't hear you, Ginny. Sorry. So meanwhile, maybe John, can you say?
Yeah, if we go back to Gilgamesh, however, which is an antecedent literature, the idea there is the gods very definitely are hungry. They gather around like flies. It's not purely symbolic.
Exactly. That's what I know.
And even at this stage of Numbers, you have Re'at Nichach is problematic. There's still this idea that God might not be eating this stuff, but is enjoying smelling it. That seems,
Yes.
you know, it's like if I walk by Mangal up on Moriah, you know, I enjoy that odor too.
You enjoy
It's,
it,
it's
yes,
a sensual
yes.
thing.
Yeah, okay, can I say something?
Ginny, can.
Okay,
better.
please, thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
So, okay, so I'm remembering in chapter 1, they talked about the korban. This was all these sacrifices were korbanot. And a korban is, the root is the krov. And so it means to krov the God. And so the whole idea behind this, in my understanding, is to get closer to God, bring the people closer to God.
Very nice, yes.
And that's the basis for our tefillah, and also because that's a different way of getting close to God. And why then, when the first temples were destroyed, and then we turned to tefillah and to synagogue, as opposed to in the temples, was because that was a different way of getting close to God. And yeah, anyway, whatever. And so and I think all the other things with it being meaningful for the priest, I think is wonderful, and I think is true. But it's also, I think this is done with a different focus in mind, maybe for us than it was for other people in the time period. Like
I think I totally agree, and I forgot this meaning of korban, which means close to God. Yes, I agree, and I think in my view, of course, there's what Adina said, that it is to give something to the Kohanim. Okay, they have to eat something, but also I think it is for the people more than for God, because I don't think that this pleasant odor and all that, this is almost to make God. Well, God in the Bible is very like a human being, but we all know that the faith, the Hebraic faith, does not give to God characteristic like this. I mean, to feel the odor and all that. I think it is in order that the people will think that they do good things and give good odor to God, and I mean it is more for them than for God.
Yeah.
For their belief, for their faith, for their strong, you know. And I think also, I don't remember, I read it somewhere once, and that although the Hebrew faith is definitely, we don't feed God, our God, we don't do it, and this is one of the differences between us and other people. But the children of Israel could not, how would I say, it would be too much for them if there was if there weren't any sacrifices like all the nation, the people around them. It was too much, because they don't have statues. We don't have you know Muhashi. Our God is not tangible, right? And so take from them also the sacrifices. They couldn't live with it. They couldn't believe and continue to believe it. They had to have something like other people. They feed their gods. No, we will do the same. This is what I think, because you know it's they live. Everyone around do this. It's like today, take the phone, the cellular phone from one country. I mean, we cannot.
That's why they make the Egel HaZahav. The same reason we said.
Good idea.
Egel HaZahav.
Yeah, I think
absolutely right. Yeah,
let's continue. I think probably maybe you are very curious about what
concrete thing
had the god of Mesopotamia for dinner. Let's read. Ginny, can you read
I
the
can try,
other,
yeah, where?
the other this and that.
That was very good point. Very good point about, you have to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I agree, yeah. So we start out, the daily total is where I should start?
Yes.
Okay, the daily total during the year for the 4 daily portions was 21 chosen rams, fat without blemish, who fed them barley for 2 years, 2 big bulls, a bull fed on mother's milk, 8 sheep, 30 martel birds, whatever they are, 30 birds, 3 cranes that fed on semen, 5 ducks that fed on flour, 2 ducks that fall in quality from those just mentioned, 4 wild boars, 3 ostrich eggs, 3 duck eggs. Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
And this is from I mean, it is not invented. They found texts with this. This is why we have parts that are missing. You see here and here. Please go on.
That's every day?
Yes, morning and evening.
Yeah,
Yes.
twice a day.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I didn't understand what. I have no
Judy, can
reception.
you go on here?
Or can you hear me?
כן, את יכולה
Okay,
להמשיך?
okay, so yes,
Contrast
okay, great,
between
sure,
the
yeah.
two.
The contrast between the 2 menus is striking. And Barbanel had already mentioned that in the Korban HaTamid was reduced to the most important component of the food basket in Israel. Lamb, which is the cheapest meat, really, not now, and the 3 abundant products from which the first fruits, bikurim, were brought: the wheat, the wine, and the olive oil.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all. Okay, that was
Okay.
it. So they adjusted the different very specific menu here of the gods of the neighbors to what we had what they had in their homes. And it's amazing. I was also surprised that the lamb was the cheapest meat.
Yeah.
Today is the most expensive, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we still have some time, and I want to raise an issue, unless you want to say something else, another thing about what we have been talking until now.
I have one short silly thing to say. So Louis the 14th like to eat omelets with bird's tongue chopped up.
Louis the 14th.
He watched the menus of the gods of Mesopotamia, whatever, got all a taste for all these wild things, and that's why he did that. Probably, I don't know.
It's very difficult to understand, to hear you. Do you hear Ginny well? John and Rivka? No.
Yeah.
זה לא ברור.
Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Okay. One more time or no? You hear me now or no?
Yeah.
Try again.
Okay. So Louis the 14th used to eat omelets with birds' tongues cut up inside. And I'm saying he must have looked at the Mesopotamian gods menu and decided he had to have something exotic also. No?
I only understood he used to eat almonds.
No.
Okay.
All almonds. Okay, it's okay. Fine.
Omelet?
Okay.
Is that what you said, Jeannie? Omelet?
An omelet with bird tongue.
Omelet with
Omelet.
bird.
Birds
With
omelet.
birds' tongues. Birds' tongues cut up inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we can get them, we make omelets with bagels in them.
Exactly. שנקרא שיהיה בריא. Okay, now I want to, let's talk a little bit about numbers in the Bible. I know that we talked about it here and there, but look, we have שבעת ימים, in the seventh day, 7 days. Just a minute, I remember here. Just a moment. Ah, I remember 7 and 7.
Sabbath day.
What I want to raise here is, you know that we have repeating numbers in the Bible, like 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 10, 40, 70, 600, 600,000, right? And there are more. There are more. I just wrote from my head, just and I didn't it's not a list of that I found somewhere. Just but because it's really, we have it all the time, the numbers 7, 40, 600. Let's read a little bit here. Judy, can you read this?
Sure.
And here, until here?
Okay. And the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee 7 and 7, each with his mate, and of the beasts that are not clean 2 and 2, each with his mate. Of the fowl also of the air 7 and 7, male and female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. And yet 7 days, for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I blot out from off the face of the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights.
Okay, thank you. And we have also, you know what, let's talk a little bit about this, and then we'll go on. So when we read the number 7 or the number 2, or I mean 7 and 10, and when we read the number 40, okay? Do you think it is actual 7 or an actual 40? We know, you know what, let's read about the serial number, the 7th. Of course, we have the Bayom HaShvi'i, Vayanach Adonai Bayom HaShvi'i, right? So I think, Adina, can you read these 3 verses?
אני יכולה משהו להגיד עד שאני רואה פה פעם ראשונה.
אז שנייה, תזכרי את זה, תשאיר לך ואנחנו תראה.
אוקיי.
Adina, can you read it?
I will try. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continuously until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark, which he had made.
Thank you. Thank you. And then we have, of course, all the stories of Yosef in Egypt, 7 good years, 7 bad years, and 7, and there are many other 7s there in this. And of course, we have in Genesis, okay? ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות בהם, and all that. So, כן, רבקה, מה רצית לומר?
I wanted to say that after Noah, it was, I think, the 2nd creation of the Bereshit, Briat HaOlam HaShniya, the 2nd creation of God. In the first time, he created the world in 7 days, and the 2nd time, after he destroyed with the deluge, Mabul, with the deluge, he destroyed the world. It was the 2nd. He created in second time the word. עכשיו אני פתאום שמתי לב, אולי זאת הייתה בריאת העולם השנייה באותו מספר ימים. מספר 7 חוזר, פעם אחת הוא ברא ב7, פעם שנייה הוא ברא ב7.
כן, הבנתי.
לא?
Any other? Okay. I mean, it is not said. It is also only said that the animals that had to be on the take to the ark. In one place, it is said two animals and two from each species.
Couple.
Yes, 7. Okay, but any other comment? Okay, so I want to raise a question, to raise a point that I don't know if it is correct at all. It is just a thought of mine, that whenever the number is small, like 1, 2, 3, 7, even 10, it is probably accurate or close to be true or correct.
Yeah.
And then when we, even 20, remember that 20 years old is the age to go to war. And I think it makes sense. And I mean, we talked about it. And so even 20 is okay. But when we reach to 40 and on, it's just, symbolic numbers. Symbolic. Yeah, because we have the number 40. I think I counted it. I mean, I didn't count it. I just, I found it. Yes, the number 40 appears in the Bible 135 times. The number 600 appears in the Bible 80 times. But I think that, and we know 40 days Moses was on the Mount Sinai, and then other 40 days, right?
And the David regime and the Shlomo regime was 40.
נכון, and also we have
40,
הנה, רבקה, תקראי את זה, in Judges, chapter 3.
באנגלית?
לא, בעברית. ותשקוט הארץ.
ותשקוט הארץ 40 שנה, וימות עתניאל בן כנס.
ותשקוט and the land. It's always 40, this number, 40 years. So I think it's, I mean, I don't think that there's anyone that will hesitate about the accuracy of the number 7, okay? Because we have the on the 7th day, and it is a very, very important number, and this is very, accurate. But from 40,
Moses on the mountain was twice time, 40 years.
Yeah, but 40
days.
Yeah, and I know that the sages do very calculation about this 40, but
מעניין איך זה בעמים אחרים.
There is an article, an essay in the university from a professor. He told that 7 and 10 they are changing in more times. For example, the hits of Egypt, we think it was 10 hits, but in Psalms there are twice places where there are 7 hits. For example, and we say that the world was created in 7 days, but ב10 מאמרות נברא העולם.
אוקיי. אז מאיפה זה ב10 מאמרות? מאיפה זה, עמנואל? ב10 מאמרות נברא העולם?
קבלה, אני חושבת, מהקבלה.
במדרש...
Wait a minute, but 7 refers to days, and מאמרות refers to, I think, to God saying, no? Because it is a known saying that the word has been created with words, by sayings. God said, "Vayhi or, v'haya or." Vayhi ze, okay? So I'm not sure that the 10 and 7 here are the same.
It
Look at, for example, in Genesis chapter 46. I didn't translate it, but in Genesis 26, the Torah counts the sons of Jacob that went down to Egypt, 69. But still, the number that appear there is 70. I mean, it's just, you know, בערך.
Maybe I was counting Yosef.
With God who accompanied them. אלוהים ליווה אותם, הוא ה-70.
מה זה הרעש הזה? עמנואל, אני עושה לך מיוט, סליחה.
Just another observation on the number approximations.
Yes.
Going back to our earlier censuses, I was reading an article that said, when they talk about Elif, they don't mean 1,000, they mean a military unit, like Aluf would be in charge of an Elif. So it's a battalion rather than 1,000 people.
Exactly. And so, John, can you read, please, these two verses? It's exactly about the number of a military force.
Now, the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 606 talents of gold. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot besides children.
Yeah, I forgot. This is not a military force. It's just a lot of money that Shlomo.
A lot of money and a lot of people.
But I like the number. It's 666. And here it's 600. This is the 600,000 men is really a repeated number for military force. And this is why we can assume, according to this number, we assume that the whole people of Israel could be about 2 million people, because if we add women and children and maybe old people, so it comes to that. Anyway, I just all of a sudden, when I saw all the numbers, I thought that why do we believe? I wrote here a question: do we regard every number as it is? Why do we believe to 1, 2, 3, and 7 and 10, but I don't know, I at least don't.
Because you can count that many on your fingers.
Exactly. So we believe to the number of the. Okay, that can be.
If they were wearing sandals, we should also believe the 40. It just takes 2 people.
Yeah. Another interesting issue that Sheva, 7, and Shiva, or Shiva, you know, in Hebrew, masculine and feminine, but the number 7 appears in Genesis 62 times, and in Leviticus and in Numbers. And remember, 7 is a lot of regard a lot to the sacrifices ritual. Okay. And in Deuteronomy, it appears only 12 times. And we know that in Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy is a book that does not give a lot of emphasis to all the sacrifices and all this ritual. It gives a lot of emphasis to moral laws and to believe in God, but not all the ceremonies. Okay.
Not to mention that I have 7 children. I mean.
Oh,
there you go.
Exactly. So very. Okay, so this is for today, and
if I allowed to you are allowed to remain. I read from the essay from the professor there that in the New Testament there is a bull. He has seven heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns. You refer to the linkage between the numbers 7 and 10 again.
Yes, yes.
טוב,
תודה על המאמץ שעשית.
Yes.
בבקשה, בבקשה.
And
It was very good to see you all. And
all of our
קשר, תודה. תמסרי לי
תודה
יוסי.
רבה, שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.
Shabbat shalom.
and all of
Thank
our
you.
thoughts and love to Yoshi.
כן, תמסרי
Of
לי
course,
יוסי.
I will tell him.
And also good health for Yossi.
תודה רבה. Thank you very much.
תודה.
Bye bye.
Shalom.
Bye-bye.
Bye.